Now, something that's been going on in China. Sorry, over here.
The response to this trade war right now is people are making pandas cook bald eagles.
And singing these stupid Mao Zedong era.
About killing Americans.
Yes.
Like, while we here in America are like, dang, China's been cheating. They stole lots of IP. China's like, we need to kill Americans. We need to boil American eagles. We need to stand up and shoot.
Isn't that an endangered species?
I don't think so anymore. I think it's protected, though.
Okay, it's a protected species.
So are pandas.
Yeah.
Nobody in America is making videos of people boiling like an American eagle boiling pandas and then playing propaganda era Mao music about how to destroy America.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. China is doing one thing in China and acting like a peaceful, the good guy. Really,
Sure.
During this whole situation.
It's ridiculous, man. You know, we do have the option to boil pandas because there are some in America, aren't there, in some zoos?
I don't think we should boil pandas.
Probably
and
not.
We wouldn't, and no one would do that.
No, but the opportunity does exist.
It does, but no one's going to do it.
Sure.
No one's going to do it.
No, of course not.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're bringing back some of the most horrific Mao-era propaganda
Yeah,
to call for the destruction
can
of
I read
America.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take this out. It says, in the face of the wolfish ambitions of American imperialism, we should keep the door open and fight to the end. We will fight as long as they want, until we achieve complete victory. A weak country has no diplomacy, so we should give a thumbs up to our strong motherland. Imagine this kind of rhetoric was being, said here.
It's so crazy how quickly the government, the CCP, is 180 and be like, yeah, let's sacrifice hundreds of millions of Chinese people in conflict. We're ready to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll fight till the end.
Did that guy just shoot down a plane with a stupid machine gun?
He did.
By the way, I should probably fast forward because they always nail us for these stupid war of resistance crap.
Perhaps. Anyway,
Yeah.
in China, they are running with this idea that America is completely collapsing because everyone is so worried they're not going to be able to buy Chinese goods anymore because Chinese goods are high quality.
Yes, and also because of the tariffs.
Because of the tariffs. So I started to look around and I found a campaign. It's the same video over and over and over again.
So this is on Douyin, the Chinese TikTok.
This is Chinese TikTok, right?
And TikTok is Chinese too.
It's this blonde woman doing her makeup, and they take one thing she says out of context and overlay it with footage of stuff that's not real.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at some of these videos because they were going everywhere. And they combine this tariff fear, China's winning the trade war, all this kind of propaganda.
Clothes, bags, electronics, no middleman.
They keep doing this quote, no middlemen anymore. And then they show a bunch of people walking around China with like a tour guide.
Yes.
Apparently flying to China to buy Chinese products. The tax refund at departure is cheaper than buying in the U.S. No more middlemen making a profit from the price difference. See how this ties perfectly into the fake bag thing and the suppliers and the fake Lululemon. There's no middleman now. You should go directly to China and buy Chinese things, and then you don't have to worry about tariffs anymore.
Yes.
So this is going crazy.
Let's take a look. So tariffs surged 145%. And as you said, Americans are flying to China to buy Chinese products. Let's look. Let's look at these Americans.
Tariffs soared to 145%. Americans started to travel to China in groups to buy goods. U.S. netizens. No more middlemen to make a profit from the price difference. See this bullshit?
Yeah.
So I keep looking at this footage.
I heard
what do I
that-
see?
Yeah.
Let's listen to her.
Okay, let's listen to her.
The iPhone is going to go up to over $3,000. They might catch me in China soon.
And they keep taking these out of context, basically white people clips.
Yes.
Right? Like this guy touring to buy a trike.
Yes.
Anyway, tariffs soared to 145%. Americans began to travel to China in groups to buy goods. Let's hear this American.
Okay.
In China, it's ridiculous.
Oh, you mean that British guy?
Come
Yes.
to China and then buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back. Tariff free. And then buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back. Tariff free.
So I'm looking. Can you pause it there? I start looking at this footage and I start eagle-eyeing, no pun intended,
Yes.
boiled eagle-eyeing this.
Yes.
And I'm like, they keep saying that Americans are rushing. I don't know any Americans
Yeah, like
that
Americans
are
are going
China.
in groups to go and
Right.
buy Chinese goods.
I don't know anyone.
No.
And everyone in China that I know keeps asking me if this is the case because they
Sure.
keep seeing this on the news and in viral video campaigns. And I start looking at this footage and I'm like, wait a minute, all of this footage is from different times?
Yes.
It's not from like recent trips. And I start looking at the tour groups that are these Americans rushing, and I look at the people, I'm like, these don't really look like Americans to me. And then I notice the tour guy's got an Italian flag.
Yes, because it's an Italian tour
heard
group.
that the iPhone is going to go up to over $3,000. Come to China.
Pause this one. This is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
I zoomed in on this one. Look at this. It says, tariff surge 145%. Americans are flying to China to buy Chinese products. The departure, it says same shit, right?
Yeah.
Then it says, the footage has nothing to do with the news facts.
Yes,
This one actually,
there's a little bit of
they
white.
actually wrote it on that one.
In that tiny little bit of white. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Anyway,
But
they
over and over.
over and over. It's
These
the
are
same
all
thing.
different videos,
They're
but it's
rushing.
over and over. They're rushing. Oh, yeah, isn't
I
this
heard
my
that
favorite?
the iPhone is going to
No,
go up to over
don't
$3,000.
So look at this. Pause this.
Yeah.
So Americans are flying to China, the reverse trends of global consumption trends. See what they're trying to do here?
Yeah.
And it starts to get more and more apparent. I let these go for about a day, and the later videos I got started to change rhetoric to be like, the trade war is actually reversing the trend. So now China will have a trade surplus of this stuff because America will have a trade surplus because then Americans will go and buy stuff in China directly anymore. And so all this stuff is going to disappear. Any reason for tariff is gone.
Yes.
Because Americans are getting on those planes.
Yeah, in groups.
And they're in big groups and they're going over there. And I'm like,
Not happening, dude.
again, I keep seeing these Italian tour groups,
Yes.
which I thought was very, very, very funny.
It's the same footage all
It
the
is.
time.
It's
They
the same
keep showing
footage of
footage.
Italian tour groups
Yes.
going to China. And I'm like, give me a break, guys. These aren't Americans,
No,
right?
it's-
And they even put next to the flag, it says Americans are doing this, American
Yes.
netizens.
Yeah.
They show footage of Italians. So I'm like, what does this have to do with
It's
Oh, this is what China thinks Americans are.
yeah.
Shout out to my Italian brethren. I'm 1% Italian, I found out. So you know what's funny is that this is one of many things. And this
So
is
yeah, that basically the American Italian. Never
group.
mind. It's
But
like-
that has nothing, by the way, the
Yes.
footage has nothing to do with this current
No,
phenomenon.
this-
that's not happening.
There's
by the way.
footage of literally tour groups going through some of the
Yes.
cities, Italian tour groups, and they're using that saying Americans are rushing to buy products.
Yes, correct. So it actually comes on the heels of this,
Yes.
where 500,000 people took to the streets in America. I don't know if you guys are watching from America, we're in America as well.
Yes. Do you remember? Do you remember
when this happened? Because we all rushed out, 500,000 of us, and more than 1,200 protests happened
one day?
across the country in one day. Do you know why?
Why?
Because of the Chinese tariffs.
Oh well, let's read everything. It says-
Everyone just rushed to protest Trump's tariffs on China because we all just hate it so much.
This clip was put out by Chinese state media.
Yes.
I saw it being shared by
Yes.
Chinese state media. It was going viral on WeChat and Weibo and all this stuff. Okay, it says reciprocal tariffs will take effect on April 9th, and local people are worried about soaring prices and are frantically rushing to buy goods. 500,000 people marched, more than 1,200 protests in one day. The U.S. Treasury Secretary was reported to be unable to bear it and planned to resign. Okay, Wall Street Journal. Chinese-made TVs are out of stock.
What is this?
This was put out by official
I
media.
know. Is this not a good follow-up to what you were showing about Bad Guy?
Yeah.
There is a unified front right now, united front from China to make Chinese people think that everything is falling apart in America.
Yeah.
Trust China. We've already won this trade war. And then also to directly affect Americans through TikTok.
Yeah.
To be like, well, actually, we've already got this sorted out too. It's a two-front thing.
Yeah. So it says, according to the Wall Street Journal website, 50-year-old Peguero, after hearing the news about the tariffs, I took immediate action and spent about $3,000 from the evening of the 2nd to the morning of the 3rd. Okay?
Let's see it. Let's see.
Let's see this.
Wow, look at those Americans buying all those Chinese products. They just love the quality.
Look at that huge crowd going to buy Chinese products.
That's crazy, isn't it?
All the
my God.
empty shelves.
Dude, people fighting over these Hisense TVs.
Is this is that Peguero guy?
Wait a minute. Interesting.
Why is he buying a crappy 40-inch Hisense TV from 2018?
Because he's not going to be able to anymore. Do you know why?
Why?
Because this footage is from 2018. This
Yes.
is Black Friday
There's a
sales.
Black Friday. They used Black Friday footage from 2018 of people rushing to buy like cheap TVs to say that's what's happening now.
The top state media.
Yes.
Do you know? You know what we named this video? They're lying. China is losing the trade war in a big way. I don't even need statistics at this point
Yeah.
to know that China is screwed.
Yes.
Because when you take your top state media and you're using Black Friday footage from 2018 to say that America's doomed,
Yes.
and that China's won the trade war and Americans are rushing to buy all this stuff, and then you do that fake bag campaign through TikTok,
Yep.
something is very,
Very
very,
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
Very wrong.
Well, let's see where this ended up. Take a look. This footage. Okay, so this footage was viewed widely around China and also the diaspora.
Yes. So Chinese people living in America.
So Chinese people living in America were looking at the news, and one guy was like, "Hang on a second, like, let me
Very
go look."
pro China guy.
This is a very pro-China guy.
But he lives in America.
He's like, let me go look for myself. Like, I want to go see all this like looting and rioting and all this stuff. Let's see what he had to say. I'll get us out of there. Ordinary Americans are looting.
哄抢中国制造的商品，我看着新闻之后，我就来我们家门口超市。
So it's like after I saw the news, I went into the store in front of my house.
其实这些玩具是母婴用品嘛，很多来自于国内，但是
It's not being bought out. It's
看起来
fine.
还
All
好
the stuff's
没有
made
遭
in
到哄
China.
抢。因为我一听这个新闻，我就觉得好像是
Yeah.
有可能是
Says
小
when I
概
heard the news, I felt like this story might have been exaggerated.
Do you know that quite a few of my acquaintances in
Yep.
China believed this?
Yes.
They-
all of them that I talked
Yeah,
to.
they send me messages.
Some were
and they're
skeptical
like-
and they asked.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, wow, it's crazy over
Yeah.
there for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, this is BS. Okay. We live here in America. This didn't happen. Nobody was rushing to buy Chinese goods from the stores. No one.
No.
No one.
Well, that's why they had used 2018 Black Friday
Yeah.
footage.
Okay, there were no protests. There were no massive riots
No.
in the street.
A lot of people support the tariffs against China. I support Trump's tariffs against China.
Yep.
Nobody's protesting the tariffs against China in the streets.
Yeah, no one.
They're trying to make fetch happen is what they're trying to do.
Exactly. So this guy says, I thought maybe it might be exaggerated. So he's going to check it out himself.
率
Let's
事
take a
件
look.
被扩大了。为什么制造了很多的电视？
Lots of Chinese TVs are here. They're not being looted.
电视也没有哄抢。中国制造的行李箱
Yeah.
也没有
These
哄抢，
luggages
有
and
的是
things
Target.
over here.
老百姓的超市 Target， 我制造商品有很多都是中国制造，但是
Lots of made in China. It's
货架上
fine.
满满
All the
的，
shelves are full.
锅、碗、瓢盆
Pots and pans, everything is here.
都有，这些纺织品
All these textiles.
也都有货。怎么？为什么我每次看
Why is it every time I watch the news in China, it's not the same as what is actually happening? This is poetic.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a guy that's very supportive of China.
Yeah, he's a pro-China guy,
Yeah.
but it's true. Every time you watch the Chinese news, it's just crap that they've made up to fit their narrative. It's not the truth.
It's made up for a reason. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, that's lazy journalism. It's made to F with people's minds.
Yeah.
And to control the world.
It's so that people in China think they can feel better about their
Yeah.
dire situation
Yeah.
that they're in right
Yeah.
now. They could say, oh, look at those poor Americans suffering and rushing to buy our Chinese goods.
Yep.
When, that never happened.
Yep.
See what else he has to say here.
跟实际发生的它不大一样。在
Anyway,
Yeah.
he goes on to talk
But
about
he
goes to Costco.
goes
as
to
well.
Costco, he goes to Target, he goes to like these big brand stores here in America, and there's no lines, no one's looting, no one's buying stuff up.
No.
It's
No
just-
one wants. We were forced as Americans to buy Chinese junk.
Yeah.
We were forced to because of the way that globalism worked, right? The way
Yeah.
the supply.
Look, he's
chains
like
work.
their eggs here,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's saying they are very expensive.
Yeah, but they're
No,
there.
but they're there, right?
The Chinese news says there are no eggs.
There's none.
Yeah.
There's none. And people are rioting over it, and it's crazy. My point is, though, we were forced to buy Chinese products. Nobody wanted cheap Chinese products that fall apart.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to buy 5 items for the one screwdriver that they had that was made in America from when, their grandpa gave it to them.
Yeah.
I still have tools from my grandpa from the
Yeah,
early
that
1900s.
still work totally fine. Yeah, we fix cars with them.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to buy Chinese garbage, and I don't. For the past how many 5-6 years we haven't bought Chinese
Yeah,
things.
we make a conscious
conscious
choice.
efforts. And it's hard, right?
Very
because
hard.
so much stuff is made there, but it's not something that people wanted, right? So this idea that China's proliferating, that Americans are dying for and want all these cheap Chinese goods is absolute bullshit.
Yeah. It is. And again, this guy's just proven it.
Yeah.
By going there. I mean, we could prove it and go film in our local shops, but we don't want people to dox us, so we don't do it.
Yes.
But I can guarantee you that every single shop that I've been to big box, small box, mom and pop, doesn't matter. There are no big queues of people trying to
No.
buy Chinese goods.
No.
And the Chinese state media is once again, it's just lying,
Yep,
you know?
it's true.
I remember you. You lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember.
Today we're going to be talking about how we were almost arrested and we had the police called on us at Whataburger.
There's something going on here. What's going on here?
It's grab hags, dude.
Grab bags.
Can we do the double meat Whataburger?
And I put in parentheses just so you know what you'll be voting on later. Remote pervs. And it's just right out there in the open in Chinese because no one's going to
No one's reading it.
narc on each other, right?
This is a Whataburger. And Whataburger it is.
Lesson number 1, your shoe will always fly off.
Why is this?
And we got the cops called on us and actually were questioned by the police. Yeah, because of your stupid contraption you made me wear.